between. The snow fell on the snow before. The world went white beyond all white we'd seen, and still the sky poured down its frozen store. The cattle died, the harvest never came. The rivers locked beneath a meter of ice. The elders whispered Fimbulwinter's name, and said we'd all be paying the final price. Fimbulwinter is the world's last breath. 3 winters back to back before the death. We burned the furniture to stay alive. We ate the leather from the hanging wall. We shared what little let the weakest thrive, and sang old songs to keep from the fall. The children wore the fur of everything. The elders slept in circles round the core. We waited for some sign of coming spring, for any news that this was not the war. Fimbulwinter tests the human will. Those who share survive the brutal chill. The wolves grew bold and wandered into town, their eyes like yellow lanterns in the gray. They watched us from the tree line lying down, as if they too were waiting for the day. We did not drive them off or throw a stone. We understood that we were kin that year, both short on food, both far too cold and lone, both watching for the same and drawing near. In Fimbulwinter, wolf and man are one, both starving under the same frozen sun. The signs began to come in ones and twos, the brothers quarreling over what was left, the fathers turning cold with selfish views, the old ties of the clan, their kindness theft. The world unravels from its inner seam. Before the giants come, the people break. Before the monsters rise, they stop to dream of what they were before the final lay. Ragnarok begins not in the sky above, but in the human heart that loses love. Yet even in the final winter's bite, one woman kept the longhouse fire lit. She fed the neighbors through the endless night, and never let the cold completely sit. She is the reason worlds begin again, the one who holds knows the ember when all fails, who looks beyond the hunger and the pain, and sees the spring beyond the frozen veils. Winter ends because one fire stays, and from that ember grows the next world's days. He breathed the smoke of 40 years of forge. His lungs were black as coal dust on the floor. His hands were thick as bark inside a gorge. His eyes still sharp as blades he'd always bore. He knew the sound of iron by its ring, the difference in a tone 1,000 ways. Could tell by smell what metal morning brings, and read the future in the fire's blaze. The blacksmith carries fire in his chest and breathes it into iron at its best. Fast, the rivets driven through the overlap strake, each one hammered to be first and last, to hold the yoke together through the wake. He made the hinges for the great hall door, the hooks that held the carcass over flame, the tools that broke the frozen winter floor, the arrowheads that flew with perfect aim. The smith makes every other art possible. Without his iron, nothing is unstoppable. The secret he would tell no living soul was how to fold the steel at perfect time, how many heats to bring it to the hole, what water temperature, what pantomime. He said he'd teach his son before he died, but died the winter that the sun was born, and left his secrets in the ash inside the forge that kept on burning, worn and torn. The smith who dies before his art is past leaves something of the world lost at the last. But someone always figures out the way. Another hand will find the angle right, another eye will read the colors, say another ear will hear the iron's might. The craft survives the craftsman always thus. The knowledge hides in metal, heat and time. It waits for those who trust it and discuss, and find the path through patience and through rhyme. Iron remembers every hand that shaped it, and teaches those who come to work and taste it. Now ashes cool in every forge we pass, but somewhere in the dark a bellows blows. Somewhere a hammer swings on iron and brass. Somewhere the eternal fire glows. We are the ashes and the iron both, the residue of all that burned before. The metal shaped by someone else's oath, still hammered toward a purpose at the core. From ashes comes the iron pure and bright. From Viking forge comes every blade of light. Sledges north past the last tree, where nothing grows but wind and frozen stone, where sky and earth become the same gray sea, and every man feels utterly alone. The reindeer pulled us over crusted snow. The dogs ran silent through the silver air. The temperature had dropped to depths below, the point where breath comes out like frozen prayer. The ice road north goes where no map has named, where only those who dare it are not shamed. On the third week, the lights came out at noon. A green and purple curtain in the day. We stopped and stood beneath that blazing boom, and felt the world around us drift away. The shaman with us knelt upon the ice and spoke in words too old for us to know. He said the lights were neither cold nor nice, but the threshold where the living spirits go. The far north is the edge of what is real, a place where gods and mortals almost feel. We found the ruins of an older hall, half buried in a drift of blue-white ice. The carvings on the stone stood proud and tall, a people we had never heard of twice. Their runes were different, older, cut more deep. Their images of creatures no one named. They seem to have gone north without a sleep, and left their hall as if they weren't ashamed. The north is older than the oldest Norse, and holds the secrets of a stranger's soul. At the world's edge, we found a frozen sea, a wide expanse that stretched to nowhere unknown. We planted there a post of iron free, and carved our names in it with blades alone. We said, this far the children of the north have walked upon the ice and called it ours. We claim this emptiness for what it's worth. These frozen miles, these cold and starless hours. A Viking claims the world with iron and name. The blank and empty space becomes our fame. The journey back was harder than the way. We lost 2 dogs and nearly lost 1 man. We rationed what remained from day to day and kept the fire going while we can. But when we saw the first pine tree ahead, a ragged green against the endless white, we laughed and wept and broke our last cold bread and thanked the gods for guiding us to light. The ice road north is not for those who break, but those who walk it know what fire can make. Before the frost had left the ground, a rival clan with iron and with fire, their war drums beating out a hollow sound, their banners cut against the morning spire. We had the grove to hold the sacred trees, the ashen oak where offerings were made, where every spring we bent our iron knees and gave the gods their due in sun and shade. The grove is worth more than all silver gained. The sacred place is where the gods are named. We met them in the meadow before dawn, 100 blades against the 100 more. The mist still clung to every frosty lawn. The ravens circled, knowing what's in store. Our jarl strode out and called across the gap. He named their chieftain and declared his shame. He said their lineage was a thin-spun wrap of cowards born and cowards all the same. The jarls in salt lands before the first blow, and plants a seed of doubt in every foe. Lasted longer than the day. We traded ground and took it back again. The grove itself was caught inside the fray. when both sides push beneath the sacred rain. An arrow struck the oldest oak's grey bark, and something in the forest seemed to wake. A wind arrived from nowhere in the dark, and moved through every branch for spirit's sake. The gods watch battles fought in sacred space, and tip the scale toward those who hold their grace. They broke at sunset on the third long day. Their chieftain fell and left them leaderless. We watch them turn and slowly fade away, like smoke dispersed into the wilderness. We did not chase them past the meadow's edge. Some victories are best left incomplete. We let them go and honored our own pledge to take no life that did not need defeat. The warrior who stops when victory is done is wiser than the one who hunts the sun. That night we lit no fire inside the grove. We sat in silence underneath the stars. We let the ancient darkness through us move, and counted every wound and every scars. The grove stood whole, the sacred trees unharmed, the offerings still hanging from their boughs. The gods had kept the holy ground uncharmed, and all we owed was kept within our vows. The grove that's held becomes a place of power, worth every blade and every final hour. Beneath the churning grey and salted wave, where light dissolves to darkness cold as stone, old Yord keeps court inside a coral cave, and rules the seas and winds and tides alone. His fingers trail through weeds of emerald bright. His beard is foam and silver, long and wide. His eyes hold every shipwreck and its night, and every sailor lost beneath the tide. Yord watches from below the rolling wave, and guides the ship toward shore or toward the grave. gift to Njord for setting our ships free, for giving us the wind and nothing more. We tossed the silver coin across the rail, a payment for the passage through his land. We sang his name into the rising gale, and asked him for a steady guiding hand. The sea demands its tithe before you sail. Pay Njord his due, or ride the final gale. His son Freyr rules the harvest and the sun. His daughter Freya rules the heart and war. But Njord himself is older than the one who split the worlds apart on some deep shore. He was there before the gods chose sides, before the Aesir fought the Vanir long. He has outlasted every turning tide, and his is the most patient, deepest song. The oldest god is the one of water and shore, for water was here long before all more. The fisherman who returns with empty nets sits at the water's edge and speaks aloud. He does not rail or curse or hold regrets, but thanks Odin Njord for every wave of cloud. For the sea owes us nothing, not a thing. We are the guests upon its massive back. We take what Njord decides that he will bring, and grateful stay for what we do not lack. Gratitude to Njord is worth a fleet, for those he favors find the fish they meet. When I am done with sailing raids and war, I'll build my final house above the bay, where I can hear the tide against the shore, and watch the long ships sailing every day. And when my time arrives at Njord's own gate, I'll walk into the ocean to my chest, and greet the god of seas in proper state, and ask him for a place among the blessed. The sea takes back what came from it at start, and Njord keeps warm the Viking sailor's heart. Took the ox head down to Hymir's boat, the giant grumbling at his giant guest, and rode them both out far enough to float above the deepest, darkest ocean's breast. Thor baited up his hook with something vast, an ox head heavy as a boulder's weight. He dropped the line and waited unsurpassed for what he knew was sleeping down there late. Thor fishes where no mortal dares to row, in waters only gods and serpents know. The line went taut and nearly split the boat. The serpent felt the hook and pulled below. Thor's feet went through the hull boards as he smote, and stood on ocean's floor to land a blow. He hauled and heaved until the great head rose, black water streaming from its ancient scales, the eyes like burning coals above the froze, the breath that turned the sky to yellow veils. Thor looked the serpent in its burning eye, and neither god nor serpent chose to die. Old Hymir panicked at the sight of scales. He cut the line before Thor swung his hammer. The serpent sank back into ocean's veils, and Thor turned round in supernatural clamor. He threw old Hymir overboard in rage, then waded home across the shallow sea, and swore that he would meet the serpent's cage again at Ragnarok for all to see. A giant's fear undid what strength had caught. Some battles must be lost before they're fought. We tell this story when the sea seems small, when fishermen grow proud of modest catch. We say, remember, there is something tall below the waves that nothing can dispatch. The sea is never conquered, tamed, or owned. Below your keel a world-sized creature waits. Each voyage out is every voyage loaned. Against the day the serpent's patience breaks. Respect the sea as Thor respects the coil, or drown in your own fisherman's proud toil. So cast your line into the deep today. Fish for the things worth catching in this world, for wisdom, courage, love that will not fray, for truth that keeps its shape, however hurled. And if you feel the line go tight and strong, and something pulls from far below your feet, hold on as Thor held on for all night long. Don't let old Hymir cut away your feet. The greatest catch is just below the wave. Hold on and haul it up before the grave. ships over the portage land. 100 men with rope and sweat and rope, through forest thick on each exhausted hand, where trees held back the sky like ribs of hope. The eastern rivers ran the other way, south toward the inland seas and golden domes. We followed them through night and shortening day, far from our cold and sea-spray salted homes. The eastern rivers lead to silver and gold, and Viking oars have rowed them since the old. The peoples of the riverbanks would stare at northern giants passing through their land. Some ran, some watched, some offered food to share. Some asked us if we'd fight on their command. We traded fairly and we moved along. We had no quarrel with the river folk. We only wanted to keep moving strong toward the city wrapped in golden smoke. The Viking East was built on trade, not blade. A different kind of fortune to be made. The city rose out of the morning haze, its domes of gold above the marble walls. We had heard tales, but none prepared our gaze for what awaited past those painted halls. 1,000,000 souls inside a single place, more people than we'd seen in all our years, more wealth piled up in every market space than any Viking dreamed between his ears. Miklagard stands larger than the north, and calls the brave to prove their Viking worth. We serve the Emperor with sword and shield. The Varangian God is fiercest blade. On foreign marble we refuse to yield, and earn the eastern gold that trade had made. We walked in silks but kept the axe in hand. We spoke new tongues but dreamed in northern tongue. We learned the ways of this exotic land, but kept the old songs playing, always sung. A Viking in silk is still a Viking heart. The North lives in him, every single part. I carved my name in runic letters deep upon a marble lion near the gate, so those who come 1,000 years to sleep will know a Norseman stood here, proud and straight. The lion holds my name in stone today, a message sent across the ocean's time, that someone from the north came all this way and left his mark in stone without a crime. The rune carved far from home outlasts the man. sailed, I ran. He carved it from the shin bone of a stag. 3 holes drilled careful on the winter eve. He blew a note and let his shoulders sag, and said it was the sound that made him grieve. Not grief for what was lost or for the dead, but grief for beauty too immense to hold. The grief that swells when something pulls the thread of feeling raw and ancient, deep and old. The bone flute speaks what no word can contain, the purest, oldest, most enduring pain. The children danced when Eric played at night, their small feet kicking patterns in the straw. The old men closed their eyes against the light and let the music fill each crack and flaw. The women wove in rhythm to his tune. The dogs lay down and ceased their restless pace. The fire burned softer underneath the moon, and peace descended on the hall's warm space. Music tames the wildness of the night and turns the longhouse into pure delight. He played at every funeral and feast, at weddings, raids, and the midwinter dark, when storms blew from the north, south, east, and east. He played to keep the fear from leaving mark. The note could change the feeling in a room, the way a candle changes what you see. He played the darkness out of winter's gloom, and played the spring back in eventually. The flute knows seasons better than the sun, and plays through all of them, each and every one. When Eric died, they placed the flute inside the folds of fur they wrapped around his chest, so he could play for those on the other side, and give the hall of Odin its own rest. We heard a note that evening in the wind, a single tone that lasted half a breath. We looked at one another and we grinned, for Eric found his music beyond death. The bone flute plays between the worlds above. The music of the dead is made of love. Now someone must pick up the bone and blow. must carry what old Eric knew. The music cannot stop its patient flow. It just keeps finding someone to pass through. For that is how the North survives the cold. Not only sword and ship and iron strong, but also this, the young who carry old, the hand that picks up someone else's song. The bone flute calls the next musician near, and keeps the ancient North alive and clear. They gathered on the plain at summer's peak. The clans came in from every shore and fjord, all those with grievance, all who came to seek a reckoning with neighbor, kin or lord. The thing was no man's court and every man's, where chieftains had no more of oath than sons, where every voice was heard inside its plans, and justice saw through words, not only guns. The thing is where the Viking world is made, in open air with every voice displayed. A farmer stood before the gathered crowd and named his neighbor who had stolen sheep. He spoke his case without a bow or proud, and let the gathered community speak. The neighbor answered loud and unashamed. He said the sheep had wandered on their own, that no theft had occurred, none could be blamed, that boundaries between the fields had grown. The thing hears both before it renders right, for truth lives somewhere in between the fight. The law speaker stood upon the sacred rock. He held the memory of every law. No book, no parchment, nothing from a clock, just years of living what he'd always saw. He spoke the precedents of older days. He named the cases similar before. He walked the gathered crowd through legal maze and built his judgment from the ancient store. The law speaker carries law inside his head, and speaks the justice of the long since dead. The outlaw was the harshest thing declared, to be cast out from every human tie. No shelter given, no assistance shared, no kinsman bound to help before you die. The forest and the mountain were your home, the wolf your only neighbor in the cold. To live outside the law was all alone, a living death more bitter than the old. The Viking feared outlawry more than blade, for man alone is mortal and afraid. The thing decided more than guilt or right. It built the roads and set the market day. It chose the course of trade and how to fight, and how the commonwealth was shared away. Democracy is not a southern gift. The northern peoples gathered on the plain and built their justice on a higher cliff, and held their leaders answerable in rain. The thing is older than the written law. The Viking voice was heard